I've always been kind of insecure about my voice, my singing voice. So I'm like, I'm going to put so much time into the lyrics that it might bypass someone's, you know, not love, not, my voice is good enough, but it's like if the lyrics are good, then my voice might be better.
Rob Ruckus,
Nick Collins,
Kate Clover,
Keith Semple,
Isaiah Mitchell,
Billy Harvey,
Tim Howard. Check it out. Almost Famous Magazine.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Hang right here on Almost Famous Magazine. I'm your host, Scott Saldinger. Thank you so much for joining us. The Hang's where we get to know musicians from around the world, learning their stories and getting to know them beyond their music, in their own words, with their own story. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and share. It helps us, it helps the artists that we hang with, and it really goes a long way to supporting everyone. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and share. And if you've been with us before, have you told your friends? Also, some of you might like to take this on the go. You can find us anywhere you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. Today on The Hang, this is the gentleman's second appearance, and I'm super stoked. We're joined by Nashville-based singer-songwriter, the amazing Billy Harvey. He was guest number 3 when we started this podcast, 147 episodes ago. Feels like years, but it's only been about a year and a half. I know. He's an artist known for his raw honesty and emotionally immersive sound. His new album, Numb, leans into so much introspective, stripped-down songwriting that explores a lot of vulnerability, resilience. There's some quiet moments, but there's some that are going to slap you in the face so hard, you're going to wake your ass up out of bed. Billy's music lives in that powerful space where thoughtful lyrics and atmosphere matter. They collide, creating songs that feel both deeply personal and universally relatable. Billy, man, I've been so stoked to see you lately since I got the new album. Welcome back.
Oh man, Scott, it's great to be here. And it feels like 4 years ago that we last spoke.
It does.
Time is, everyone's saying it, that it just feels weird right now. As you get older, time becomes your commodity. So I'm more aware of it. It's like, oh, I don't have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
It's like at one point it clicks,
Yeah, it's a thief. Time is a thief. I mean, I thief, I just actually put that on a friend's Facebook post. The last time I saw his son, he was tiny and now he's 17. Where did it go? Time stole it from us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you must see that with your kids. I mean, they must be growing up fast.
They have, and it's such a damn cliche, but I was thinking about it the other day, and it brought a couple tears to me, because it does happen fast, and I am trying to cherish every moment because I've had friends go before me because I had kids so late in life, and it's still going fast, even though I'm aware of it.
Yeah, it lives rent free in your head after you get a certain age in life, and you realize that for whatever it is, that the end could be closer than the beginning. So
yeah.
So, but it's great to have you back. I miss you. I hope you get to Dallas sometime soon. It has been a while. So
me too. I hope to do some shows in support of this record because I really do love it, and I haven't had a chance to rock it out in public yet.
Oh man, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. Maybe you can do a little show at Happiness. At the Global HQ, right? For real. Awesome. Yeah, he's had some great shows there lately. This new album caught me off guard. The only reason I found out about it is I saw it on a post on Facebook, and I knew we had to reconnect. I don't normally read people's Facebook posts to describe things, but there was a Facebook post. I'm not gonna out anybody on the name. You probably are gonna recognize it, know it is because you interacted with it. But I look for ways to describe stuff, and when I saw this, it encapsulated everything for me.
Cool.
So this is a quote. This is how I'll be spending my day. Holy shit. I'm barely getting into making my comment here, and I'm getting bombarded track by track 2 with vengeance. Billy Harvey, exclamation point. My Jesus, God, Lord, what are you trying to do to me this morning? I'm not even out of bed yet, West Coast rock star time. And this song is me twitching, bouncing, throwing my hands in the air like I just don't care. Hips shaking, knees breaking, toes a tapping, box springs are breaking. You've turned my bedroom into a jungle gym. Man, don't tell me I'm only 2 songs in and I've already found my new Harvey fave of all time. I am completely in awe of what I just heard. So please excuse me for a little while. Nah, please not. I'm going to be getting around to the rest, but Anxiety Attack is, I think, man, I'm just saying, if I was a record man in the business, I'd be calling this one out as the single. This song is very cool, period. And I have the right to say it because I feel I've known the songwriter for many years and I know what he can do. I can't imagine anyone writing a better review of this album. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you share the name with the fellow. The first name.
Exactly, we do.
There, a couple of my friends wrote, and they were honest. You know, I can receive that because I know these people who have written based on what they honestly felt, and they don't bullshit me. When they don't like something, I don't hear about it, or I hear that they don't. You know, so I can take this as like, yeah, this is actual a true reaction to the music. And man, it means a lot because, you know, I've been living with it for a year, trying to make it right enough to be honest for you, the listener, and then let it go, you know? And now I'm kind of reveling in the feeling of raising a child called Numb.
Well, you did a very good job raising this one. I got to tell you.
Thank you.
It's interesting because when I saw that, I immediately went to Bandcamp. And if you guys don't have the album, go to Bandcamp, buy this. You want to own this. This is not a
Bless
rental.
you, Bandcamp.
This is a buyer. This is a buyer because it takes it's interesting because your lyrics have always had this consciousness about them to give people a place to be in. Right?
Mm-hmm.
An idea of a thought. But this one goes deeper and it'll hit you in the face out the gate, but the lyrics, and by the time you finish it, you're like, I gotta listen again and again. It's got that slow burn because really there are many different layers to the messages you're sending out here. And the more you listen to it, the deeper you go down this rabbit hole of the thoughts of Billy Harvey. I mean, it's amazing.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm proud of the lyrics. I've always been kind of insecure about my voice, my singing voice. So I'm like, I'm going to put so much time into the lyrics that it might bypass someone's, you know, not, you know, my voice is good enough, but it's like, if the lyrics are good, then my voice might be better. So I spent, and also because of the subject matter being so outside of just boy-girl relationships, you know, encompassing social issues and whatever, I had to figure out how to sing that and be honest. And, you know, we can get into it. I'll get on a tangent.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, you've never shied away from telling people how you feel. And I think the last time we talked, I mean, look, you can't get any more raw than fuck a gun, right? I mean, that's
right.
pretty in your face statement. And you wrote a song for, if I can remember correctly, what was the name of that song that you'd written for, oh man. Oh, you just released it. Son of a gun. I'm drawing a blank, but it was about
Trouble in Paradise.
Nashville. Trouble in Paradise. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I think you've kind of taken those to a whole new level where these songs, we're all living this. We're living the Billy Harvey world right now because we've all been thrust into a place together where we're trying to find an exit strategy and we're not doing it together. So we're kind of stuck in this blender of life right now. You know, that's definitely thrown us for a loop. I'd love to go. Let's go through the album, There's a
Sure.
ton of different titles, and I want to go deep because I think you mentioned when we were preparing, like you kind of crafted this like a Chinese box, right?
Mm-hmm.
To really, it's got a life and legs to it. So it's definitely not a one listen and done. So again, I'm going to tell everybody, go out and buy this on Bandcamp. You're going to want to live with this album.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Yeah.
so we are the aliens. Let's
Uh-huh.
start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, I talk to myself a lot. I always have, out loud, and that's so. It was way back. I started these things called me chats, which you might be familiar with. Some people are. It's basically where I FaceTime myself, and this was before TikTok, before you could just do it in an app. Like I was manufacturing these things, and they amused me. In the making of this record, I decided to bring the realness of who I am because of what I'm taking on. I wanted to be as real as possible, so I brought in my kind of like split personality goofs. So the record starts off with, "Hey, look at this," you know, what? And it's me talking to myself. And it's like, "Hey, look it over here. Let me show you what's happening. What do you think about it?" But I'm also asking the listener. So at various points throughout the record, you'll hear me talking to myself, and it might also be you. But that's how We're the Alien starts, and it's kind of like an introduction. It's a slow introduction to what I thought of as a concept record, but it's not. It's just songs that are very focused in the right now, and they go together because of that. Um, and I and We're the Alien. It was a hard one for me. It sounds easy. There's a lot of things I could say about it. One is it only has 3 chords, and I was recording half of the songs on this record while I was recovering from a finger surgery that they botched. So I only had 3 fingers to play with on this hand, so I could only do simple chord progressions. So that was a 3 chord song. It just never changes. And then I played all the keyboard parts with my good hand, and except the piano, Connor LaFollette played that. But it was interesting to try to make the song, have breadth and width, where when it doesn't, the spine just doesn't change at all. So that was one of the exciting things about that. And lyrically, it slowly moves from, "Hey, this is me." You can ask me about the lyrics if you want, Scott.
I want to know. I want to know.
There's some truth in them, especially verse 2. But then it moves, to the end with beep, beep, ooh, wee, ooh, wee. Yeah, there's some embedded stuff in there.
Well, I mean, how are we the aliens? I mean, it feels like a statement about kind of life right now. Like, is this the place that we knew and loved, or are we now strangers in a strange land?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that you are giving that fairly mundane phrase or whatever some attention, because it is, the more you think about it, it's like, who are we, who are you, and how much, we're also waiting for the aliens to come rescue us, but we're the fucking aliens. And also, where do we belong? There's a lot of levels to it that you can take on in your own brain. So that I didn't want to spoon feed. I never want to spoon feed anything, but it's just a slow entrance into like some of the more heavier subject matter, and but I couldn't. It had to have something in it.
Well, I mean, look, I mean, we'll talk about one of my faves later on the album, where you literally drop pretty much without saying Star Wars, you're saying Star Wars, Millennial Falcons. I love that
Right.
title.
Uh-huh.
But we jump into Anxiety Attack, and that just feels, it feels like it feels like the day-to-day hamster wheel that so many people are on that they can't get off. Right. It's got
Yeah.
that pace and that feel to it that we're like, is this going to go? And it's just a building of anxiety and anxiety and anxiety. I mean, it speaks to where I think a lot of people feel they are right now.
Yeah. I love that song. The lyrics, I'm very proud of the lyrics. They tell you, they indicate how long I've been on the planet, with some of the references. Um, and it's fun and rocks. That was one of the first two songs I recorded for this record were Numb and Anxiety Attack. And on those ones, I played everything. On both of those, I played everything because I didn't know I was making a record yet. I was just recording some new songs. And then it became then as the songs started to gather, I was like, oh, I want to get some other people involved. So I started calling people. But I love that Anxiety Attack song.
Well, there are some voices that I heard on the album that I don't know if you had to call them. You got the kids on the album? Are those your
The
kids?
kids, yeah, the kids are on the record, and I love that. I also, it's like now it was so much about my world that I'm like, I'm just going to use my world and include my world and lean into my world and not separate. Time will tell if that's a good thing, but I feel like I'm not supposed to separate my worlds, you know? I appreciate people who have a private life, professional life, career. That's not who I am. You ask me who I am and I'm going to tell you like that I just had the runs, I'm not good at the veneer. So anyway, I love it. Yeah. June's a beautiful singer and so is Mila, and their mom can sing too. So like it's fun to use them.
Well, I think you hit on something that in music right now,
Mm-hmm.
there are artists who are still being very authentic, and then there are artists who are like actors on a stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of playing the part of their musical self. But with you, there's always been this authenticity that I've appreciated, and I know other people do too, because there's no fluff or bullshit, right? Like you
Yeah.
get Billy Harvey on an album, you get Billy Harvey.
Right now.
Keep it rolling. Yeah. You get Billy Harvey for who he is, and there's a lot to be appreciated for that in a world where we live in a mediated society where people are always on and always manufacturing who they want you to see them as opposed to who they really are. I was just telling somebody last night, if you think about it, you'll see someone on their social media post this amazing photo. They're out on vacation and life is great and the sun is shining, but nobody ever posts, here I am lying in the fetal position in my walk-in closet crying because I'm alone on Instagram. I mean,
know.
they want you to see that life is always great. And what I think that you get with a Billy Harvey album is this honesty, this raw honesty. There's no veneer. It's so authentic. And I'm not trying to blow smoke, but it's refreshing because outside of that, a lot of people are not making music that's it lacks a little bit of substance, I think. And you always bring that.
Well, I appreciate that. It's hard for me to and you hear this about art people who do art things. It's hard for me to hear my own records right away. So right now I have a hard time. I don't enjoy terribly listening to my record Numb because I only hear the things that I wanted to hear differently. Not that there's a lot, but it's wild. I can't even explain it. Like, I can wake up one day and put it on and think that I just did the best thing I've ever done. And then I can pick the kids up or whatever, pop it on in the car, not thinking about it, and it hits me a certain way, and I'm like, oh man, why am I even fucking making music? You know, it's I guess what I want to say about about this is, when you make a record, it's really hard to do, and it takes a while, and it's an emotional experience to go through, and it's wonderful, and it's like a boxer. Like, I probably will make records my whole life for myself and other people, and I lose sleep over every single one of them, and then when they come out, when people like them, it's such a relief if they do, and if they don't, I'm already on to the next one anyway, because the thrill of communing with the ethereal is just too much. Like, when something sounds good to you, and especially if you're working with other people, it's something I want to chase. Like, I just can't wait to make another record. I do want to play my new record, but I don't have control over getting gigs as much as I do starting another record. I could do that right after we get off. So I'm chasing the high already of the next record. If I had a tour, which I'm putting out there, Scott, maybe this will help. If there's any famous bros out there who can fill a room and want me to open, I would love to.
All right, let's do this, buddy. If you had some people that you could open for, who would they be? Who would you want to open for?
Wow. Flaming Lips. That just popped into my head. It's nothing I have thought about, honestly. Yeah. I'm just going to say things that pop into my head that don't make sense. Flaming Lips, I actually really would like to open up for, but also a name that popped into my head that doesn't make sense is Arcade Fire. I don't know why, but I'm leaning into the things you can't see.
Well, but the thing is, I mean, anyone watching who's an Arcade Fire fan, I mean,
Yeah.
I could see that happening. I could see something like that. I mean, again, there's musicians, right? You fall into the latter category, and when you have an audience, a thoughtful audience, I think something like Arcade Fire makes sense.
Yeah. But there's artists more my age, like, well, not older than me, but like Elvis Costello. That'd be a cool tour, depending on the band he had. There's, as I sit here thinking of it, but I like the ones that just pop in your head lately. It's like I'm asking the kids all the time, what do you want to do? Don't think about it.
Look, I could, this album in particular, I could see that you playing that before like the National. Like, I could see that working.
The Black Keys, Jack White. I would kill in front of both of their audiences. Yeah, not to cut you off. Who's the National? Are they good?
They're very good. They're very good. But I'll send you some links. You'll see what I'm talking about, especially on this album.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah. Anyway.
No. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. Let's move on. Yeah.
Like, it's interesting because that you've been doing this a long time, and I hope you get to take this out and present it to people. I'm confident it'll be amazing, but you could also just move on to another album. Given the state of the business these days, how's your relationship with music evolved, given that it's changed so dynamically and it's become kind of, for most musicians, this moving object, right?
Well, you see that I took a big breath when you asked me that, you know, which I'm tracking myself nowadays a lot. I'm trying to really be aware of everything. My relationship, that's a great question. My relationship to it has changed because I don't know what anything is going on outside this window. I don't even know what's real anymore. So, one thing I know is my relationship to, hey, you guys, it, my relationship to like creating music and singing songs is they're playing. It sounds like an animal's. Yeah. What are we having for dinner? Is a pure thing. I only make music for forever, for the infinite beyond. I feel like we're all here to make music for eternity because everything is a wave of sound. And we are making sound. We have melody and time here in this realm of existence. And I got low device sorts. And with melody and time, we create music, and it allows us to write songs that go out for eternity. Am I cutting off for you, Scott?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Anyway, without going on and on, my relationship has changed to the point where I'm not even looking at what happens here, except if I'm being honest, I would like things to take off because it would make things easier, you know? But my relationship to the song, I feel like it just started because my eyes were opened. You know? I feel like I just woke up to a lot of stuff and I don't know what's going on.
I feel the same way some days, trust me. I definitely feel you there. You know, I want to hit another couple songs from the album because I think they're important.
Yeah.
You know, it's a man's world still.
Oof.
Right? I mean, look, I feel for women who don't have bodily autonomy anymore in certain places they live and the struggles that they go through. Why can't we as men allow them to have their own freedom of life? Why is it still a man's world?
I mean, that's a big question. I would say fear, for one. Fear, just, you know, that's all I can say. It's fear because women are creators. Women are stronger than we are. Women can make life, not without us. It takes a team. And we have brute force, but most big men are little baby boys who want their mama's lap. So I mean, the dudes in power right now can't hold a candle to hardly anyone I know, woman or man. But I would opt for giving women the keys right now. I have two daughters, and I wrote that song because I have two daughters. And now, for the rest of my days, I'm on fire to chop that system down. You know, so.
Yeah. You know, I when you get to the, you know, I just don't understand the idea of why anyone would fear a woman. I don't, makes no sense to me whatsoever, other than that, you know, unfortunately their own egos don't allow them to understand the power in women, the power that they have, that they deserve to use in this world. You know, they make the world a better place.
I mean, for real, and I mean, we're such an infant country, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So let's go to millennial falcons, right?
Uh-huh.
Because we're getting a little, you know, we weren't born yesterday. We're not too old yet, but
Yep.
millennial falcons.
Uh-huh.
Where did that one come from? Where did the idea of that song come from?
Those are my nieces, who are millennials, but the chorus is, you know, it's like we are the people. It's really about everybody. It's like who you know, if we did band together, we could solve this stuff. But man, we're seduced into just sitting in our comfortable rooms. But we could solve it. We outnumber them. So I was just trying to say as many people as I could in the 3 minute, 30-second format that I'm in. And it started with Millennial Falcons, but then I wanted to add myself. So Gen Xers never age, hose water and silent rage. One of my favorite lines.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Now? Any chance this car's on fire could have had an earlier title? This clown car's on fire.
Yeah. Completely. Yeah. With the this car's on fire. What are you going to rhyme that with? MacGyver, of course. Better call MacGyver.
You said that when you weren't sure you were writing an album, and Numb was the first of the two, right?
Mm-hmm.
That came out, and then Anxiety Attack. Are you numb? Have you become numb?
We have a play date coming in. I was numb. This is all good. I want this in here. See, real. I'm not numb now. I was trying to numb myself. I feel like I'm waking up, so I'm probably still partly numb. But I'm more activated. I feel activated. Yeah.
I like that. We should all be more activated, right? I mean, if we give into the status quo, if we just accept what's spoon fed, we will all become phenomenally numb to the point where we can't recover from it, I think.
And they want that. Whoever they is. I hate saying they, but there is a they. They want us to be overwhelmed, and the system's designed to overwhelm us because overwhelmed and overworked, because then we're easier to control, and we are the labor force. So yeah, I'm activated, and I want to walk in. I want to walk in the confidence and the hope I have for my future, and I want to shower people with feelings of love, just period. I want to encourage people. I want to love people, and I want to call people on their bullshit immediately, because that's love. And anyway, that's what I'm doing instead of being numb.
I like
to
it.
Yeah.
I like it. There are probably some people watching us, I hope, that they've never heard your music, they've never seen you perform, and you've got an amazing catalog. So I'd like to find out if someone is just joining us today, you got many songs, you got many albums. What are 2 or 3 kind of appetizer songs that you feel really define who you are and your sound and your songwriting, that if someone was to go back and go, okay, I'm gonna get a little appetizer to get into Billy Harvey before I go out, go down the rabbit hole. What are 2 or 3 songs that you feel have really defined you? over your career?
Um, it's funny you're asking me that because my our daughters are 10 and 7, and the 10-year-old is looking me up a lot lately and playing songs. So I'm getting reacquainted with some of my older songs because I don't listen to them. Hey, Jeannie, what if you were gonna tell somebody what Billy Harvey songs to listen to? What would they be?
Maybe We Are Giants.
We Are Giants.
Stupid Daniel.
Stupid Daniel.
Bullseye.
Bullseye. Ooh.
Trouble in Paradise.
Trouble in Paradise? Okay, that's enough.
Nightlight.
Oh, Nightlight and Nightlight.
There's more.
Awesome.
That's that's pretty cool. Like I wouldn't have put that list there, but We Are Giants. I love. We Are Giants. I love. I just heard the Bullseye record because she played it, and wow, I dug it a lot.
Nice.
It's been 4 years since I heard it.
I mean, I think that's a great experience to have when your kids are discovering you, and it'll open them up to a greater understanding of their parent, but at the same time, they get to love the stuff that you've done besides just loving you.
Totally, and right now more than ever, I've always been aware of like that you leave I call it building a mountain. I say I'm building my mountain. I've said it my whole life. And I've always felt like eventually it'll get high enough where people will see it and wander to it. But now with the kids, it's also like I want them to know they would already know who I am. But with every record I make from now on, it's going to be, I have my eye on revealing as much of myself to them and to the world in ways that are entertaining and thought-provoking as I can, because not that anyone needs to know me, but we know ourselves through each other, and we all go through the same stuff. So I'm trying to I'm just trying to dig a little deeper, and hopefully make the music better. If we're not striving to be better, I know better is subjective, but I'm striving to be better than I was still, and that feels good. Yeah, and I'm done talking about that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is, like, just sitting here talking, right? Investing some time in one another.
Yeah.
I find a lot of people have commoditized time to a point where they don't make those types of investments to really get to know someone on a level to which you build a trust and appreciation, like we did when we were, you're 10 years old and your mother kicked you out the door and you grabbed your bicycle and you hung out with your friends all afternoon, right? We don't do that stuff. And even when we're in a group of people, I was just out last night with a bunch of people, and I noticed that although everyone was there, they weren't necessarily there, right? We've got devices and distractions. So I think it's important that we make these investments and understand that we are so much more alike than we believe we are different. And those stories that you tell and the stories that other musicians tell give us a glimpse to try and think about all of that stuff that makes us the same, right? So, I definitely think we've lost the art of togetherness in a way.
Yeah, it's probably coming back. It's probably coming back because of the fascism. The wave of fascism is like forcing people to build communities because everything's so expensive and everything's so corrupt and doesn't feel good. You just want to go, I'm going to go to my community and I'm going to reach out to people. And I don't want to be in the yard growing potatoes, but that's where I'm headed. And I like being in the sun. Like I'm a country boy. I'm a nature boy. Uh, but I never wanted to be a farmer, but now even the food is like, God, can I get something that doesn't go rotten immediately? Anyway, I digress.
No, I get it. I get it. You mentioned, because 2026, we
Yeah.
could finish this call today, and you can start a new album. We've had some incredible things happen in the time that we've been doing this podcast, and people watch, they show up to shows, they connect other people. You've worked with a ton of great musicians in your life, but is there someone that if you had a chance to have a collaboration with, and it could be just to sit in a studio and get to know each other, it could be write a song, it could be create an idea, whatever, for a day, who would that person that you've not worked with be, and why would it be them?
Again, a weird name popped in my head. Jason Isbell. And I don't know his music. But I honor that it popped into my head. I've heard some of his tunes, and he seems like, and obviously I know he's like highly lauded. I've heard some of his lyrics, and they were really good. So yeah, that's it.
Look, I mean, the cool thing is you pick somebody and you never know what could happen. We had Billy from the band Biohazard, right? And I don't know if you know their music. It's a kind of a harder punk, metal kind of thing. And we're sitting there talking about this, and he goes, I go, who do you want you would be? And he goes, Susie Sue of Susie and the Banshees.
Oh my God.
That was left field, right? I mean, it's just like, wow, if you think about it, but I think that's great too, because we can be better together when we have diversity of thought, whether it's in music or anything else in life. And I think that diversity of this guy who's been, grew up on the streets of Brooklyn, and is making this really powerful, edgy, hard music. Suddenly, what could he do with Susie Sue? I think that'd be incredible. So maybe it'll be Jason Isbell for you.
Yeah.
So everybody who's watching, everybody who's still hanging with us, you know what point we've come to, and that is where I'm going to tell you, go to the links below and you buy Billy Harvey's music. There is plenty of it to choose from, but please don't steal it. Please don't sample it. Give Billy the opportunity to keep making that music and support Billy, support the artists you see here. Go to shows, buy merch, buy physical media, buy a keychain, for crying out loud. You got a car, hopefully, and you've got some keys, but buy something and support your musicians. So Billy, we're going to have all the links below so everybody can go out and get Numb and all the other great stuff you do. But the way we kind of wrap it up here these days, since we started, and it's been a while, is, we believe in sharing music. And I think this is going to get interesting because you've got an audience around you right now that may be able to contribute to some of these what you're listening to. But when you're not making your own music, is there anybody, maybe you're out in the yard growing a potato, I don't know, maybe you're out walking in nature, but you're kind of listening to that's something that you're jamming out to, that you really enjoy, that fulfills you, that you're like, we're just sitting here, we're having a cup of coffee, and you're like, Scott, you got to listen to this. You got to hear this artist. Who would a couple of those be and why?
I have two, and they're both friends of mine, so I'll say that. But David Newbold is a monster. All his records are good. And Crystal Bowersox is somebody that I'm working with. And I mean, her songs are just so damn good. And I like where she's coming from. Forget about her voice, that she could sound like herself, but also Janis Joplin, whatever, Yeah, that's apart from some older things. Like I've been listening to Curtis Mayfield and Jeff Beck, Listening to some older things. That's it. That's my answer.
Dude, you know what? It's been a while since I listened to Curtis Mayfield. You know what? We're gonna finish this up. I think I'll go throw some on,
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, he is amazing,
he is.
dude. You know what? We could probably go on for hours, but you got a play date who's arrived at the house, so
Oh yeah,
you got some action there. I hope 26 brings you everything you want. I get to see you perform. I hope others get to see you perform.
Thank you, Scott.
If you live in the Nashville area and you see the name Billy Harvey, get your ass out of your house.
Yeah,
Okay? For sure. Stay well. I mean, we're brothers and shoulders for sure, but stay, because the last time we talked, I think we were both getting off of rotator cuff surgeries, but take care of yourself and keep making that music. I mean, you are saying things that so many people need to be hearing. So, I thank you for making some time, and everybody, support Billy, support all the artists. We can't do this without you. They can't do this without you. And we get the opportunity to kind of pull back that curtain when we sit down and hang together. So, Billy, you be well.
Yeah. Been a pleasure, Scott.
Absolutely. It always is. Well, you know what? Another 173 episodes. We'll do this again. Everybody else, please be kind to one another, love one another, and certainly come back for our next episode. Thanks for joining us on The Hang.